Dear students, last time you have studied internal structure means anatomy of monocot and dicot root. Today you will study the anatomy of monocot and dicot stem. Generally, monocot stem is maize stem and dicot stem is the sunflower stem. First we begin with dicot stem. You have studied all aerial organ have epidermis covered with cuticle. This cuticle is impervious to the water, means water cannot go out from the stem. Stem has to remain whole day in sunlight. So evaporation of water is prevented by cuticle and multicellular hair called trichome. So two characteristics, which two? Cuticle and multicellular hair prevent transpiration from the surface of stem. Next layer is collenchyma. Already you have studied collenchyma is a tissue which is responsible for mechanical strength and elasticity. The young stem has elasticity. It moves with the wind current and it remains fixed on its place. So it has mechanical support and elasticity. Tissue is collenchyma. It forms the layer below the epidermis. So it is called hypodermis. Hypo means below, dermis means layer, epi means upper, dermis means layer. So layer next to epidermis is collenchyma. Whenever you draw collenchyma, this shaded part shows the pectin deposition. You have studied collenchyma have primary layer of cellulose and secondary layer made up of pectin. So this shady part shows deposition of pectin. This is parenchymatous cortex which form the male supporting tissue. After this is endodermis. This layer is called endodermis. This endodermis, it is the layer below which pericycle is situated. So after endodermis, this layer is called pericycle. Pericycle has alternate patches of parenchyma with sclerenchyma. It means on either side are parenchyma and sclerenchyma is above the conducting tissue vascular zone. So what is the specialty of pericycle? It has alternate parenchyma and sclerenchyma. Sclerenchyma is located above the vascular bundle, xylem and phloem. After pericycle is the conducting zone. The vascular bundle means xylem and phloem group are situated in a ring. Can you see the ring of vascular bundle? So dicot stem has a single ring of vascular bundle. How in vascular bundle phloem, xylem are arranged? Phloem is towards the outside, xylem is towards the inner side. You have studied such a vascular bundle where phloem is towards the outside and xylem is towards the inner side are called collateral. So, in dicot stem, vascular bundles are collateral. Phloem towards the outside, xylem towards the inner side. In between phloem and xylem is cambium. You have studied cambium is a secondary meristem. This cambium is responsible for thickness of dicot stem. When we compare monocot stem like maize, bamboo, grasses with the same age stem of mango, banyan tree or people, you will find the dicot stem are thicker than the monocot. So this thickness is due to cambium, which become active at maturity and form secondary growth. So presence of cambium make the vascular bundle open. So vascular bundle of dicot have cambium in between phloem and xylem. So it is called open. So collateral open. Then the metaxylem is towards the periphery and protoxylem is towards the pith. Metaxylem means big xylem situated towards the periphery and small xylem situated towards the pith. So such a type of arrangement is called the endark protoxylem. End means inside. Protoxylem faces inside. So how is the vascular bundle of dicot stem? Conjoint, collateral and open. Conjoint means phloem and xylem facing the same radius. Collateral, phloem external, open, having cambium. Middle part is called pith. In between xylem are conjunctive tissue, connective tissue that connect the xylem vessel. What is this round structure? Xylem vessel. You have studied xylem is cylindrical, and when we take transverse section of a cylindrical organ, it is always round. Some cell form a continuous layer from below the cambium to the pith. Some layer form continuous layer below the cambium till the pith. It is called medullary ray. So medullary ray is a layer continuous from the cambium to the pith. So this is the TS of dicot stem, a part enlarged. It is not a complete TS. Look at the diagram. This is the complete TS. You know stem is cylindrical, and when we cut TS, transverse section of a cylindrical organ, it is round. What is this? It is a part magnified. Only a part from this TS is magnified. This is the complete TS. All layers are same. You can see multicellular trichome arising from epidermis, parenchymatous hypodermis, cortex of parenchyma, endodermis. This is endodermis. And can you see the pericycle red and black patches? Red is above vascular bundle. Can you see red patches above vascular bundle? Pericycle consists of sclerenchyma alternating with parenchyma. Can you see sclerenchyma above each vascular bundle? So here sclerenchyma, red dots are above each vascular bundle. So what is the specialty of pericycle of dicot stem sclerenchyma alternating with parenchyma? Then vascular bundle arranged in a ring. Red line shows cambium. Above is phloem and below is xylem. And here is the pith. So this is diagrammatic. And this is a part, only this much part of the diagram is magnified. Now what is monocot stem? Maize stem. The maize stem has cuticle to prevent evaporation of water. This is epidermis. Hypodermis is made of sclerenchyma. This sclerenchyma, whenever you draw, they are pentagonal or hexagonal cell having double wall. One layer of cellulose and other layer of lignin. They are dead cell. So hypodermis is formed by sclerenchyma, followed by parenchymatous cortex. Vascular bundle in maize stem are surrounded by thick sheath of sclerenchyma all around. Can you see the sheath of sclerenchyma which surround the vascular bundle? Outside phloem. What is the name for this? Collateral. Phloem and xylem situated on the same radius. It is called conjoint. And no cambium. So close. So how is the vascular bundle of monocot stem, conjoint, collateral and closed? The metaxylem towards the periphery, protoxylem towards the pith. So protoxylem towards the pith. This condition is called endarch. Now vascular bundle of monocot stem are scattered. Dicot stem arranged in a line, and in monocot vascular bundle are scattered. Now what is this? Complete TS of the stem, and it is a part of TS of complete stem magnified. Again we have magnified only one vascular bundle. So what is this? A part magnified from the complete TS. Now what is the similarity between the two stems? Both stems have cuticle. Can you see the cuticle? Both the stems. Then they have conjoint collateral vascular bundle, and both the stems have endarch protoxylem. So what is the specialty which is common in both the stem? Cuticle, epidermis covered with cuticle, then conjoint and collateral vascular bundle. Endarch protoxylem is endarch. What is the difference between the two? Whenever differences or similarity are asked, start with the topmost layer. The difference is here trichome are multicellular. Monocot stem have no trichome or no hair. In dicot stem, hypodermis is made of collenchyma. Here hypodermis is made of sclerenchyma. Then pericycle, endodermis and other tissues are present here. Here no endodermis, no pericycle. So cortex is differentiated into pericycle and endodermis. Here cortex is undifferentiated. Vascular bundle in dicot stem arranged in a ring. In monocot stem, vascular bundle are scattered. Small vascular bundle situated towards the periphery and big vascular bundle situated towards the center. Then other differences in monocot stem, lowermost protoxylem disintegrate and form a water-filled cavity. It is called lysigenous cavity. Already in root, you have studied V-shaped xylem. This V-shaped xylem is continued throughout the root, stem and leaf. So lowermost protoxylem disintegrate and form the lysigenous cavity. So what is the difference? Multicellular trichome, no trichome. Hypodermis of collenchyma, hypodermis of sclerenchyma. Cortex is differentiated into endodermis, pericycle and pith. Here cortex is undifferentiated. Vascular bundles are conjoined, collateral and open, having cambium. Vascular bundles are conjoined, collateral and no cambium, so it is called closed. Then lysigenous cavity formed due to disintegration of lowermost protoxylem. Here no such lysigenous cavity. Vascular bundle arranged in a ring. Here vascular bundle are scattered. So whenever you learn this chapter, learn the similarity and differences. Now, what is the difference between TS of root and TS of stem? You have studied in root, the root hair are unicellular so that quick absorption of water take place. So here in stem, either trichome are absent or they are multicellular. In root, hair are unicellular for quick absorption of water. Then in root, vascular bundles are radial. Radial means one patch of xylem alternate with phloem. Here vascular bundles are conjoined, collateral, open or closed. So these are the differences. Then protoxylem in root is external, exarch, and in stem protoxylem is endarch. So this is the difference between the root and the stem. Again you have to draw the diagram 5 times. Now what is secondary growth? Just now you have studied when we compare stem of dicot and monocot like maize, bamboo, sugarcane with stem of same age of mango, banyan or peepal tree, the dicot stem are thicker than the monocot stem. What is the reason? Dicot stem has cambium. This cambium is a secondary meristem. When the plant becomes mature, the requirement of the plant becomes more, and this cambium becomes active, producing more phloem outside and more xylem inside, because it is the growth. After primary growth, it is called secondary growth. So secondary growth is a characteristic feature of dicot stem. Monocot stem remain thin because there is no cambium and no secondary growth. Now how this secondary growth take place in dicot stem? Cambium becomes active. It start producing more phloem outside and more xylem inside. Now first formed phloem is called primary phloem, and they go up, they are pushed up, and their place is occupied by secondary phloem. Repeating, this phloem is first formed. When cambium becomes active, it forms new phloem cell which occupy the place of old phloem, and old phloem are pushed upward. So old phloem is called primary phloem and new phloem is called secondary phloem. Same thing happen on the lower side. Cambium produces more xylem towards the lower side. So primary xylem, first formed xylem, is pushed towards the pith and its place is occupied by secondary xylem. So first formed xylem is primary xylem, and secondary, afterwards the secondary xylem is formed afterwards. Now if we see in this tissue, in this vascular bundle, so this is the cambium. It produces xylem towards the lower side, phloem towards the outside. Cambium inside the vascular bundle is called vascular cambium or fascicular cambium. This cambium present inside the vascular bundle is called vascular cambium or fascicular cambium. In between the vascular bundle, some cell of parenchyma become active and they form interfascicular cambium. Inter means in between. In between the fascicular cambium, here some cell become active and they form interfascicular cambium. They form more and more parenchyma towards the outside and inside. So a complete cambium ring is formed. Look into the diagram given on page number 95. First diagram is the complete TS, this diagram, and second diagram is the cambium ring formed due to activity of fascicular and interfascicular cambium. So due to formation of many cells of phloem and xylem, the thickness of the stem increases and it is called secondary growth. So secondary growth is a characteristic feature of dicot stem. Now how this growth take place in the cortical region? Some cell of the cortex become active. These are the cells of the cortex. They become active and form corcambium. Some cells of cortex become active and it is called corcambium or phallogen. Diagram given on page number 97. So some cell of here become active and form corcambium. You have studied whenever cambium becomes active, it starts producing new cell towards the outside and inside. So this cork cambium is called phallogen. Produces new cell outside. It is called cork, or cell which are produced outside is called cork or phallogen. Then this cork cambium, phallogen, phalloderm, and the lower layer is called secondary cortex. All these three layers together called periderm. Repeating, the outer cell of this cambium produces outer cell which are differentiated into cork or phallum. Inner cell differentiate into phalloderm or secondary cortex. The cork is impervious to water due to suberin deposition in its cell wall. The cell of secondary cortex lower side are parenchymatous. Phallogen, phallum, and phalloderm collectively called periderm. Due to activity of cork cambium, pressure builds up on the remaining layer of periphery to phallogen, and ultimately these layers die and form the bark. Bark is a non-technical term that refers to the tissues exterior to the vascular cambium, therefore including secondary phloem. Bark refers to a number of tissues, periderm and secondary phloem. Bark that is formed early in the season is soft bark, and towards the end of the season it is late or hard bark. In certain region, phallogen cuts off closely arranged parenchymatous cell on the outer side instead of cork cell. Look into the diagram. At certain region, the phallogen cuts off parenchymatous cell instead of cork cell. These parenchymatous cells rupture the epidermis and form a lens-shaped opening called lenticule. This lenticule is for exchange of gases and for transpiration. So this is secondary growth in dicot state.